Welcome to PhD&D on YouTube. My long absence has been due to some audio-video syncing issues that I've been having, and I've probably filmed about 20 videos since my last upload, and none of them are lining up. Everything is just so far off. So thank you for being patient while I'm working on that. In the meantime, I thought I'd do some audio tracks, podcast style, if you will, while displaying some things via images, especially for this video where I'm going to do kind of an RPG show and tell of things that I've recently acquired. So, I'd like to start off by saying thank you to Alex, Captain Gothnog of the Theater of the Mind magazine. I got a very cool shirt because I was chosen in a drawing as one of the content submitters or contributors, and I was chosen, so I received this very cool t-shirt from him. So thank you, Alex. To those of you that have not yet read the Theater of the Mind magazine, I will put a link so that you can go learn more about it. It is well worth the money you're going to pay for it, and even if you'd like to submit something, maybe you can get into one of these drawings and win something just as cool for yourself. After that, I had received some books from one of my viewers, and I just wanted to say thank you to that viewer. I'm not going to use their name. I don't have permission to do that, but I really appreciate the books, and I'm going to go through and show you all what I've acquired since then from this person. So, first off is the D&D Player's Handbook 3. Now, I've had Player's Handbook 1 and 2, and my group mostly used the character builder because at the Epic tier, it's just a lot easier to use the builder. Although I think there are some advantages to actually doing it by hand and from the books. So we got, from this viewer, I got the Player's Handbook 3, which completes that little collection for some more of the classes that are available and races. And I also got the Dungeon Master's Guide 2. This is a very good book. Robin Laws actually helped work on this one, and my upcoming skill challenge video, hopefully I can get that up soon. If I can't do the actual video footage of it, I will get it out soon just with pictures and examples. So, but anyways, the Dungeon Master's Guide 2 is where I learned a lot about how to make skill challenges a lot more interesting and work a lot more smoothly. So I will quote a few things from there that I've used in that upcoming video. The Monster Manual 2 and the Monster Manual 3 I also received from this viewer, and those are both excellent tools to have. Monster manuals or books of monsters is one of those tools that I think everyone should have on hand because, whether you need to wing it or whether you're world building or anything, huge inspiration can come from the monster manuals and books of monsters. So I'm so happy to finally have those two, and there are some really neat monsters in both of them. I also received the Book of Vile Darkness, and I made a post about this on my Facebook page and about just how much I liked this book, and I've only gotten through about half of it, but it's giving you great ideas on how to truly make evil villains and evil plot lines, and it's kind of written from the perspective of these iconic evil individuals, so that's really neat, and so I also added that to the collection. Then back to the Traveling the Plains series that I've been doing. I paused on that because I was trying to acquire a couple more books to kind of help myself fill out the videos and give a little bit more detail, and now I've acquired those through this viewer. So first one is Manual of the Plains, which kind of highlights, the Shadowfell, the Feywild, the Astral Sea, the Elemental Chaos, just kind of goes through and gives you a little bit on everything. I also got the Plane Above, Secrets of the Astral Sea, which I did the Traveling the Plains video for the Astral Sea, but I may do some more videos highlighting different areas of that, especially if there's an interest in that. The Plane Below, Secrets of the Elemental Chaos, was the other one that I got. And so I haven't done that yet, so that'll be great. And also my players in my 4th edition campaign are actually in the Elemental Chaos right now, spiraling towards the abyss, actually. So it'd be really neat for me to be able to have that resource available to make that experience even better. 2 that I was very excited about, I got the Adventurer's Vault, which has arms and equipment for all character classes, as it says, but it gives you more armor options, different makes, more weapon options, and then a host of magical items, all sorts of magical items, as well as the Adventurer's Vault 2, just following up with that. Both of those provide an excellent resource whether you are world building, building adventures, trying to come up with cool stories for the world, because I think magic items are best used, obviously, when you have a story behind them and they mean something. So these are just books loaded with inspiration for that. So I would highly recommend you grab these. Any edition that you're playing, if you're playing fantasy RPGs and you have any type of magic items at all, this is a great resource to have. So the last one, and perhaps my favorite of all of them, and I made some comments again on Facebook about it, the Monster Vault. Now, I got the whole box set with the tokens from him and everything else that was included in there, but most importantly, the actual Monster Vault book. This is a shorter, smaller book, so you can take it kind of with you wherever. If you're DMing on the road, it's very easy to take along, and it highlights iconic monsters from D&D's past, giving you quite a bit of backstory on them and how they behave, why they behave that way. It gives you just a little bit more, I think, than even the monster manuals sometimes do, and it's just easier to carry around being a lot smaller of a book. So it also has the stat blocks for 4th edition for the monsters, but even if you're not playing 4th edition, this is definitely one to try and get a hold of, because we're playing a lot of D&D Next right now as well, and I use it, and I've used it for that, to look up monsters just to get a little bit more flavor ready for those monsters, and it's great. So that completes the collection of books that I received from this one viewer. So I want to say thank you again. The books are definitely getting used daily almost. I live with one of my players, so he's actually in there looking through stuff and getting inspired, and he's ended up actually deciding to run a campaign of his own based on some of these. So thank you again to that viewer. Now, I went out and got one from the store recently, and I spent a lot of money on it because they are expensive, but I think it was worth it in the end. I bought the Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 2nd Edition Dungeon Master Guide. Now, this is a really cool book, especially for someone like me who did not grow up in the era of AD&D. I did not play it, throughout as it was coming out, and I did not see a lot of these books, and I'm not used to how they're laid out. So it's very cool to look through that and see, in the NPC section that comes to mind. I recently read that, where it talks about how to make certain kinds of NPCs. Do you want a sage? Do you want an assassin? Here's some things to keep in mind when using those types of NPCs. So the artwork is really cool in there as well. If you have not seen it, definitely at least go to your local gaming store and grab one and look at it. Some of them are wrapped in plastic, so if that's the case, you can't, but they're definitely worth it, I think, if you've got the money. They're probably cheaper online, but I'm an avid supporter of buying things locally when I can and supporting stores, even if it's Barnes & Noble, which I know is not an extremely local thing. I prefer to actually buy it from a place like that than on Amazon. So that is the collection of things that I have recently picked up, and that is my RPG show and tell. So again, I apologize for my absence. I will get things either fixed as quickly as I can or find an alternate way to get some content out. And in the meantime, I just want to thank you for watching. I hope everyone has a great week of gaming. And if there's anything you'd like to see from the channel, please let me know. I'm open to suggestions for different things you'd like to see, and I'm going to start revisiting some of the old projects that I left off a while ago. So again, thank you for watching.